Ladies and gentlemen, so here's the deal. AGOA, the African Growth and Opportunity Act, sounds fancy, sounds cooperative, sounds like we're all holding hands, all colors, around a fire singing We Are the World with Michael Jackson. But the thing is, AGOA is dead. It's not dying, it's dead. It's finished, buried. It needs a funeral, state government issued speech now. And let me explain. AGOA was supposed to be this big US-Africa trade partnership. The idea was to give African countries, South Africa especially, duty-free access to American markets, meaning our goods could enter the US without taxes, and in return, we keep things sweet and stable with America, right? But guess what? South Africa has been playing Dlala Mapantsula with Donald Trump. The first red flag was neutrality in a global war. South Africa thought it was wise to say, hey, we're neutral in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, while literally hosting military drills with Russia and China on the anniversary of the Ukraine invasion. I mean, come on. That's like going to your friend's enemy's birthday and then saying, no hard feelings, bro, I'm neutral. Oh yeah? Try that in real life. Tell your girlfriend you're neutral and then go to your ex's birthday party. See what happens then. And just like that, America raised an eyebrow. But we didn't stop there. South Africa was caught red-handed, allegedly sending weapons to Russia. And instead of proving we didn't, our government acted like the kid who got caught with chocolate all over his face and said, I didn't eat the cake to mom. AGOA was already on life support. But then came Iran, Hamas, and the final blow, Israel. Let's not act surprised. South Africa has taken a bold, loud, and aggressive stance against Israel, calling them an apartheid state, cutting diplomatic ties, even dragging them to the International Court of Justice. Now listen, you can disagree with Israel. That's fine. That's your business. Everyone has a right to their own opinions. But from the US's perspective, Israel is their closest ally in the Middle East. You cannot declare war on their bestie and expect them to keep giving you trade benefits. It doesn't work like that. Politics is a game of sides. You don't spit in someone's soup and then ask for dessert. So what happens next? America is re-evaluating. The pressure is building. Congress members are saying, kick South Africa out of AGOA. And if Trump gets elected, again, game over. Well, guess what? Trump did get elected, and AGOA is not just dead, it's now cremated. Because he's already having sanction bills against SA officials for allegedly supporting terrorist sympathizing states. But what does that mean for you? Let's make it real. If AGOA is cut, South African goods become more expensive in the US. Jobs that rely on exports will be axed. Local industries will suffer. The rand, it's useless now, but it's going to be more useless than a paper straw in hot coffee. And while government officials debate at conferences eating catered steak and sipping taxpayer-funded wine, you, the ordinary citizen, are left with load shedding, rising prices, and a president who blames apartheid for the power going out in 2025. Now, here's the funny part about this. AGOA was a gift. It wasn't a right. It wasn't in our constitution. It wasn't owed to us. We didn't earn AGOA either. It was a handshake deal, a trust agreement. And like all relationships built on trust, once you break it, there is no going back. We had something good, but our leaders played smart mouth politics with the West while shaking hands with the East, forgetting that you cannot serve two masters. Now we're sitting in the middle. No benefits, no growth, more potholes, no opportunity. So yes, AGOA is dead, and we helped kill it. We did. Now listen, if you think AGOA is just going to magically revive itself like some Disney fairy tale where the trade deal gets kissed back to life by a prince named diplomacy, you are dreaming harder than Eskom promising stage 0. To revive AGOA, it's gonna take guts. Guts, not just guts, steel stomachs, titanium spine, and the humility of someone who knows they fumbled the bag badly. Like a boyfriend who has to admit to his girlfriend he's been abusive and wants to apologize. But South African politicians would rather dance in a burning building than admit they lit the match. They would rather host another summit titled The Future of Economic Resilience with 700 million rand spent than just say, yeah guys, we messed up, we're sorry. We shouldn't have picked fights with our biggest trading partners like we were in high school. That's what I'm saying. But instead of a real leadership, here's what we get. We get a president who stutters through excuses like it was historical injustices. We get ministers who dodge questions like they're playing dodgeball with the truth. And then we get PR teams who are crafting apology statements so vague you don't know if they're saying sorry for advertising airtime specials. Now, they will never admit they're wrong. Ever. You know these people. You live here. Why? Because that would mean admitting their revolutionary ideals have failed. That their moral posturing has practical consequences. That their bad mouthing of allies, their obsession with appearing anti-imperialist, and their need to play the victim card has cost the country billions. But nope, they'd rather die on the hill. Even if it means dragging the rest of the country with them because they don't give a flying ham sandwich about you. Because in this country, accountability is seen as a weakness, and pride is the national sport. So reviving AGOA, it's going to take a level of self-awareness and courage that, frankly, I don't think exists in the corridors of power right now. It'll take like standing up and saying to the world, guys, we tried to play both sides. We made poor decisions. Let us fix this. But they won't. They'll never do that. Because it's not about fixing things. It's about winning arguments to them. Even if the whole country loses in the end. So unless a miracle happens or new leaders with actual backbone rise up, AGOA is gone. Buried under pride and engraved with the words, "Here lies opportunity, killed by ego." If we want to revive anything resembling opportunity for this country, here's what we need to do. We need leaders with strategy, not slogans, trade with integrity, not tantrums, and policies that help the youth, not pad the pockets of the elites. But until then rest in peace, AGOA. I'm sorry, you tried, we failed. And now the consequences are ours to carry. This is the Summer Sembit, and like always, I'll see you next time.